Hello and welcome to this episode of Navigating the Waters, where I'm delighted to be joined again by host and CEO and founder of River VC, the lovely Stephanie Mckinney. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm excited about today's guest.
Yes, today we are joined with Angelic Marnier. So Angelic, we would love to get a little introduction about you and your journey as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so I'm excited to be here with you two ladies, two powerhouses. So I'm excited to be here and excited to give some information. So yeah, I'm Angelic Marnier and I'm all about online course creation. So sometimes people know what that is, some people don't, but all it is, if I simplify it, is really just packaging something that you already know into videos and then putting those together so people can learn to be great like you. So that's all an online course is. And it's a great way to monetize what you're doing. And it's a great way to also create an additional revenue stream that you don't actually have to work for. So once we create the course, we let it, be what it's going to be. People download and you are making money without actually having to be physically present, which is pretty cool. You can't really do that as a teacher or a stockbroker or a chef or, anything else, a doctor. In order to typically make money, we typically have to show up. But this is us doing a lot of the heavy lifting up front and then putting it in a platform and let the platform do the work for you.
That's incredible. How did you get started doing this? What led you to creating courses online for other people?
That's a great question. So I, like probably a lot of women, I was in my 9-to-5 job. And I did mortgages. So I worked at a bank, great income, making good income. But unfortunately, I was really stressed out. And when I say stressed out, I didn't even know I was stressed out. I just happened to go to a doctor's appointment, which I never did because I had no time. And, they put that blood pressure thing on you. And my doctor looked at me crazy. And she's like, your blood pressure is through the roof. And that's when I began to realize I actually was really stressed out at my job, just trying to perform, trying to, get past the, all the barriers and stuff like that. And so I did probably like a lot of people, like, how can I do something online? And I tried, you guys, Kim and Stephanie, I tried so many things in the online space, like drop shipping, affiliate marketing, multi-level marketing. Like I did all of the things to try to really make it in the online space. And when I tell you that online courses were the only thing I could actually get off the ground and really start making a lifestyle from, and I'm grateful that happened because, again, I was able to find a lane where I don't have to work so hard. And that was the goal. I didn't want to work so hard, but I still wanted to make the 6 figures. And so it's been a great journey. But that was the one lane I was able to make money from. And so that's how I really stumbled into online courses.
Amazing. I love that because very often we dismiss what we know, don't we? It's going, well, if I know it, everybody knows it. It's like it's not that special, it's not that gifted.
Right.
But actually we had to learn it. We just wake up one day and know all of this stuff. So it's being able to put that out there, isn't it? To help somebody who wants to learn what you know. I guess it's they could go and read the 30 books you've read, or they could spend half an hour getting the key messages out of those 30 books. Is that the kind of approach really you're looking at doing is how people get knowledge faster, more efficient, more effectively?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yeah, you're spot on. So honestly, especially after the pandemic, people really started going online like, well, how do I learn how to stop smoking? Or how can I start my own business? Or how can I, start a nail salon? Like so many people were going online. And then we were able to package that into online courses. Even, how to be a mom. Like some people are brand new moms. Like they don't know how to potty train and breastfeed and put a baby on routines. But some other mom has been doing this for years. And like, that's easy. I do that in my sleep. Well, package that. Show other new moms how to be a great new mom. Or, there's so many things, how to co-parent. There was a lot of divorces and stuff throughout COVID. People need to learn how to co-parent well for the child. Well, hey, if you're co-parenting, you've been doing it for years and it's worked out with you and your husband or you and your wife or you and your spouse, package that. So these are the things, like take what you already know. If you know how to do curly hair, if you know how to do a smoky eye, if you know how to do venture capital, just take what you already have been doing, package that, and just show people how to be great like you. And you will make so much money because people are Googling looking for these answers right now.
Yeah, so with your courses, how do you cut through all that noise? Because like you said, everyone was going online and putting what they know on there. So how do you help your clients really open that door into these are the people that you want to listen to? These are the people that you want to take these courses from. So break through that noise of all the other content.
Ooh, I love that question. So I am very keen on helping my clients figure out what is the pain point that people are having right now. So like I said, if you are a new mom, your pain point is I can't get my child to sleep. How do I do that? So all we have to do is find new moms. Like that's all we have to do. And then we just need the new moms who are having trouble putting their baby to sleep. So it's really just getting in front of that audience. A lot of times people will be like, well, I'm for every new mom. Maybe not. Some moms know what they're doing. But if we can just find that sliver of moms that are having trouble, like if you look at like Jeff Bezos and Amazon, when they first started, they only had a sliver. They only went for book readers. And then they begin to grow. So I don't tell my clients to go after everybody. Let's just find a sliver of people. Let's work with them. Let's get the course good and then branch out from there. And that's really how you can, get a sliver. You might not make millions in the beginning, but you can definitely make 6 figures from a sliver of people. And then you can grow from there. And I've done that. I started off with 9 to 5 women. And now I work with, and I was just women. Now I work with men, small business owners. Like it began to grow. But I just started niching out how to create courses for women who are in corporate America who wanted to get out.
I love that. It's such a valid point, isn't it? We've got to know who it is that we're helping and exactly what it is that we're helping them to do. Because I guess what you want in them to do is when they look at your stuff is to go, oh my God, that's me. It's like this person knows me, so I'm gonna go with that because they get what it is that I'm trying to that I'm facing, that I'm fearful of. And too often we can try and be all things to all people, can't we? Because we get so scared that it's like, well, if I narrow too much, am I going to reduce my ability to sell? Whereas actually, although it seems counterintuitive, the opposite's true, isn't it? It's like if you can, I think that was one of the things I'd love your thoughts, Angelique.
Totally.
What I saw in the pandemic was that because there was so much content, you could now really go and find an expert. So it's like, I want somebody who has got blonde hair and blue eyes and has been in a 9-to-5 job that has now got a child that wants to run a podcast. Right, find me them. That's where I'm going to be, because then when I'm there I can go, oh, it's me see where I get to. Did you see more of that coming out?
Yeah, I mean, we saw, like I said, a lot of times you're very right. You're spot on. When I work with clients who are like, no, I want to work with moms and dads and soccer moms and this and that. And it's like, yeah, I would love to get that broad. And I know you want to be all things to all people so you can make so much money. But we first have to speak directly to somebody's pain point. Like if you can speak directly to somebody's pain point, they'll give you their wallet immediately because they just want relief. Like if you're speaking to somebody who wants to lose weight, but they need to fit into their wedding dress, you could speak to just that person and make so much money. You don't need to be the weight loss trainer to everybody. You just need to find women who want to fit into their wedding dress. There's plenty of women just like that. And if you could show them, so yeah, and if I'm a woman and I've gained some weight and I need to fit into I'm going to be like, here's my wallet. I don't care how much it costs. Help me. You're talking so she gets me. She knows me. She's already been where I've been and she's gotten to the other side. That's the one for me. So that's how you get through the clutter. Everybody's weight loss. Nobody's saying, hey, if you have a reunion coming up and you want to look good, hey, I'm the person to come to because I can help you fit back into those skinny jeans. Well, then if I'm going to a reunion, and that's pretty slivered out, but I'm just trying to, how you can really speak to somebody's pain points and you can really catch people at the right time when they're like, oh my gosh, give me that course right now. And that's really what you want to do. And then you can branch out into helping everybody with fitness and health and wellness. But if you can sliver out a certain audience in the beginning and kind of what they say, like cut your teeth on them and learn and get all the right information, you can branch out pretty quickly and really scale nicely.
That's incredibly well put, because a lot of the times founders come to me and their customers is so broad. It's so out there. There's not one person that can relate to it. But then I have the customers that come to me and they're like, this is who I want. I want this 9-to-5 woman who has multiple jobs, who has 4 kids, who goes to Pilates. I want to find that woman. And that is when you can, like you said, cut your teeth on those people. You can dive into what their problems are. They're going to buy your product. They're going to give you feedback on your product, which is valuable for a founder to get that feedback, that client, that customer feedback. So I think that it's very important to build that specific narrowed down niche so you can build that foundation for expansion.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's how, like I said, I started with 9-to-5 women in the beginning, and it was just a small sliver. And that's really who I honed everything in on. And I understood, because I was them, I could speak their language. I understood how to, and then you want to kind of pull out certain words, like a lot of women but I learned when I first did the information, like kind of was looking to work with them, like, what are your pain points? I knew them, but it was the long commute. It was the mommy guilt. It was being in a rat race. It was, I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. It was new people are coming in that are younger and they're getting promoted. So what did I do? That's how I marketed. Hey, have you been trying to get a promotion and getting overlooked? You might want to look into getting your own business. And here's a quick way to do it with online courses. Are you feeling mommy guilt? Okay. Well, maybe you might want to start thinking about, getting a business that you could do from so find out the pain points and then you can market directly to those people. It's the simplest way to do it. Figure out what they want and give it to them. That's just the easiest thing you can do.
I love that. That makes such sense, doesn't it? Because I remember many years ago standing up, which was probably a bad thing. I was the UK head of sales for this organization at the time, and saying the first thing you need to understand is nobody wants our product. And I could see my boss like going, what on earth is she doing? And I was like, well, no, what I mean by that is nobody wants it. We're a needs-based product. We're an accounting software. So nobody went into business to do accounts unless they're an accountant. They went into business because they've got a passion. So don't try and sell them the joy of accounting because it's not going to be there. Sell them the time back in their business. Sell them the fact that they're going to be able to really focus on their passion, on their growth, but they're still going to be compliant and in control. They're not going to have the fear of getting their taxes wrong. So you've got to almost work out, are you a want or are you a need? And then really market into that, haven't you? So if I want a pen, any pen will do. But if I want a Mont Blanc, it's because I want the experience. I want how that makes me feel. I want the status. So how you'd approach those, I imagine, would equally be very different. So knowing who it is, what they're trying to solve, and whether or not it's a dream or if it's a need, I guess is really helpful to hone in on creating that marketing message that's going to compel.
Yeah, the marketing is definitely going to be key. And if you don't know who you're talking to, you're going to talk to everybody. If you're talking to everybody, like they say, you're talking to nobody. If I just say, hey, if you're looking to like I said, lose weight, well, that's, who am I talking to? But if I talk to people who are trying to lose weight and still eat cheeseburgers and milkshakes, well, there's a subset for that. There's somebody who's looking for that right now. But yeah, to be so broad, it's difficult, and you won't stand out from the clutter. You will just be another person that's trying to sell me something, and people don't care about that. I was just reading a book. It's called Start With Why, and that's the whole thing. It's like, why are you doing this? If you can tell people that, people buy because of your why, not because of your what. Your what is great. I do online courses, but who really wants to do an online course? Well, it has to be somebody who's passionate or wants to get out of their 9-to-5 job or wants another stream of income. Well, then that's my why. My why is that I want to show people this is doable. And that's what Apple does, right? And they kill everybody. Like they crush it. They're the most expensive, you have to always buy a new one, new iPhone, but people are like, outrageous fans for them. Like they love Apple, and that's what you want. And if you can get your employees to be behind the dream and your consumers, like that's when you're onto something. So we all got to do that. We got to start with why and always come back to that why, because we can lose it. You can lose it when you're making money because, you're like, oh, we got to scale. But why? Why are you scaling? Why do you want to help more people? And so if we focus on that, and we can find other people who can show us how to do the how, but we stay the visionaries. We just stay on focus a lot more.
I love that. Knowing why we're doing something and getting that purpose. And we know that that's one of the things that really drives, in a recent episode, we were talking about finding talent that's got a passion for your purpose. So as you grow, making sure that you find people whose passion aligns with your purpose, and therefore your why and their why stay aligned, and then you can really grow exponentially. So how do you help somebody identify their why when they are lost in that sea of, well, I'll be all things to all people?
Right. It does take some time sometimes. Sometimes you really have to sit down with your journal, or, get some alone time and really figure like, what is my why? And I have to, every so often I need to come back to and just see like, what is my why? Is because your why shouldn't differentiate too much, but you have to come back to that. And I think it does go back to really sitting down and figuring out like, what would make me wake up every morning and be excited to do this? That's the why. So your why could be, hey, I want to get my kids into Harvard. That could be a why. Or, hey, I want to be healthy and I want to be around for my kids for the next, 50 years. That's a why. That'll get you up every morning if you have kids. Or what is my why? Well, hey, I don't want anybody else to be somebody in corporate America and stuck. That's a why. So you got to just figure out like what would wake you up in the morning. And like I said, it might not come to you like this. Some people it will, but some people are really going to have to sit down like, well, what's the why? Oh, I want to help people. Well, why do you want to help people? Well, I want to help people because, I don't want them to feel like I felt. Well, why don't you? Oh, you know what? When I was a kid, and this is a true story. When I was a kid, my mom and I struggled, money-wise. So that's why I want to help so many women and people make money. That's my why. But it took a lot of levels for me to figure that out. Like, yeah, I don't want anybody else to feel like I did as a kid. I see money as security. So if I can show other people how to security, then their kids and as moms, they won't have to feel like we felt. And then what? Then that helps them have better health because they can go to Whole Foods and they can go to better doctors and they can be more educated. Why? Because they can go to private schools. There could be less violence. Why? Because they don't have to live in bad neighborhoods. So if you really figure out, it takes a lot. And that's why I said you have to sit down. But I just thought, oh, my why is I want to help women. Well, why? But it took a lot of leveling. So sometimes you got to get down into that core, and it might not be pretty, but that's what's going to wake you up every morning like, let's go.
I love that. It reminds me, many, many years ago, I was told about a model to use, and it's called the 5 why model. And it talks about the fact that the first time we ask a question, we will give an answer that we think is most likely to be accepted rather than necessarily the right answer. So if you then question it a little bit further and go, okay, so yeah, what makes that important to you? Why would what's that going to give you when you achieve it? How are you going to get there? That actually, to your point, you keep digging under the levels and all of a sudden you go, wow, so that's my actual why. I thought it was over here somewhere, but actually there's something else in me that, to your point, is the thing that gets you up no matter how cold the day is, no matter how gloomy and dark, that you go, actually, this is too important for me not to get up and do it. It's that passion, I guess, is that purpose in life, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can tell when a person is passionate about it and when a person is just robotic and trying to get their return, or when a person is tied to that, to every core of that company, to every core of that online course. It's them embodied in something that they've presented to the world, and they're now showing everybody. So finding out your passion, finding out your why is important. So don't just jump into something because you think that it's the new trend or you think that it's going to make you a return. Jump into it because it's you, because you're giving your legacy to this world through that one thing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more because I think that's what's going to give you the long legs. And again, it's going to be what gets you through, because in entrepreneurship, as we know, every day is not like, unicorns and cupcakes, and so if you don't have a why, you will give up. Let's just be honest. If you don't have a strong why, you're going to give up because you're going to get pushed and pulled and you're going to get new challenges. And if you don't have something to anchor yourself and push yourself, you will give up. Like if I can look at other stuff I started, I wasn't really passionate about it. I didn't know why. I just wanted to make money, and I gave up. Let's be full disclosure. I don't want to do that anymore, So, but once I started getting into courses and I really saw how I could help people change the dynamic and the trajectory of their income and then their journey, that gave me a why, and it gave me something to stick around for. And I was able to make money myself. So yes, there was that as well. But more than that, If you don't have a why, you will give up.
That's so true, because you wake up, don't you, and set your own business up, and you do it because you've got something that you've got to share with the world, some gift you've got, and then you realize on day one that your IT and your payroll and your HR and like marketing, and like, whoa, hold on, nobody told me all of these bits, and that that can get very disheartening. Learning all of those things, it takes you away from the thing that you're passionate about, and that gives you those obstacles. So having that to cling to, that why to cling to. And I'll be honest, I add to my why my who, because that also really drives me. So I do what I do because I've got a real passion for helping leaders not feel stuck in difficult situations, having had to run difficult situations, having those complex conversations that we all dread, but being able to do them constructively. So I do it because I've been in that role and I don't want them to be there. But my who is the people they lead, because if we get the leaders to be better equipped, then the people being led have got a better life. But that really helps me when I find it like challenging in one place, but to go, but just imagine you could make one person's life better, one person's, what their day better, or have them, maybe they've had to lose their job, but they have had it done in a way where they're not harmed by it, where they realize it doesn't make them a bad person. It just means it wasn't a good fit. And I think, helping people, it must be an amazing feeling doing what you do to help other people realize their talent and then turn it into a course that helps other people realize theirs.
Yeah, that is the highlight. That is definitely the highlight. Like, even when they finish their outline, or, because it takes something to do an outline. It takes something to show up and record videos. Like, I applaud them every step of the way, because it's like other people, I've had people start with me and never come back, pay their money and I never see them again. So I really don't take it for granted that people show up, they allow me to coach them every step of the way. They do their outline, they do their videos, we do the marketing. Like, I don't take it for granted, because I recognize this is something, it is a task. This isn't this isn't get rich quick at all. It only takes about 4 or 5 weeks to actually get the course up and running. But it does take, and after that we market it, and then you'll see a return on your investment. But it does take some heavy lifting in the beginning. And so I like to congratulate and really encourage every step of the way, because everything is a milestone. Like, you could quit at any time and you didn't. And for those who launch and then they start making money, and then they're, some people have been able to quit their jobs, or other people, like I said, they can stay at their job, but they're making, 5,000 or 6,000 in the background. Like, that is empowering. That means, like I said, they can go to the better schools. They can, have a savings account. They can go on vacation. I'm not telling people they have to quit their job. If you do, that's great. But you can stay at your 9 to 5. I learned a lot from my 9 to 5. I learned everything from my 9 to 5. So I'm very grateful for the 9 to 5 that I had. It's just I took it and I stressed myself out with it. So it wasn't for me. But it's okay to keep a 9 to 5, or it's okay to quit the 9 to 5. But when people actually launch their course with me and they start to see money coming in, it's the most rewarding thing, because I'll be honest with you guys, I started in 2019 and my clients weren't really getting results, and it hurt me. So to now, even for me, it's a milestone. Now my clients are making money. I feel better. I can show it better. I feel more confident. So it helps me when they win as well.
I love that, because it's true, isn't it? That moment where you see that your input has helped somebody else achieve, has helped them to get over a problem, or to create a new lifeline for them. It's life. It's game changing money, isn't it? Even if they keep their job, it takes away, it gives them the peace of mind that goes, I've not got all my eggs in one basket. It's not, everything is not beholden to this job. If that, heaven forbid, anything happens to it, then I'm okay. And peace of mind is something we all need, isn't it, to help, particularly with the high levels of stress and anxiety that we're seeing on the increase since the pandemic, whatever our walk of life. So it must be also helping people feel more in control.
a lot more in control, and a lot more so, as we know, we're hearing all these rumors of recession, and we all know, whether it's here, whether it's there, I don't know. I don't keep up with all of that, but I know we're all hearing about that. We know inflation is real. And so to be able to, yes, empower people like, hey, whatever happens, hey, why don't you have something cooking up in the background in case maybe this thing will blow over. But if it doesn't, how much better will you feel if you do have 3 or 4 or 5,000 coming in consistently? You're going to feel, if they tell you you have been laid off, it's different if you have 0 income coming in versus 5,000 to 6,000 coming in consistently. And typically when I'm helping people, it's stuff that they like to do. So, hey, maybe that's a blessing that you lost your job. Maybe you can continue to uptick a little bit more marketing into your course, and maybe we might be able to double that 3,000, that 5,000, and then you're making what you were making at your 9 to 5 anyway. So I think it's a good way to secure yourself. And I'm all about security. I'm all about, finding something you can have in the background that's working for you. I like passive income. I'm very big on passive income and showing people how to do that with courses. And that's why I love courses. Like I said, we do the heavy lifting in the beginning. And then after that, all you have to do is some marketing and people start downloading your course, and you really don't have to be there in order to make money. And I like that model the most. I think I'm biased though. I think course creation is the best thing ever, because you can make money and you don't even have to be present to make that money.
That is very true. You don't have to be present, but you did put in all that legwork and all that energy and passion in the beginning. And to see, your toddler run off and go do what they need to do is just incredible. And to watch it grow and to be able to market it a little bit better and then branch off from your niche to now your garden and now your forest, and have all those customers have that impact. That's incredible.
It's amazing to take that knowledge that you've got and then see that there are adjacent bits of that knowledge, because we are multifaceted people, aren't we? We're not just what we do, we're also all of those other things, all those other things as well. So we are often mothers and sisters and daughters, and you've got so many hats we have to wear, and for your fathers and sons, and all of those parts, as well as what we do, as well as the roles that we play, as well as the knowledge that we've got. So being able to take the things that you're really passionate about, that might be, I'm guessing, not just in the work life, it might be other things you're really passionate about as well. But once you get into course creation, you can go, hold on, my passion outside of work is this, and I've learned how to do it, and now I know how to do a course, I can do another.
Totally. Like I've had, people who play the guitar, like, I do play the guitar as well. Like, hey, you love doing that. Why don't you show other people how to play the guitar? Or, I'm pretty good at, writing books. And that's another thing. Once you have created a course, you now are seen as an expert. So you can write a book. You can be on stages. You can be a consultant. Like, it opens up so many other doors, which are so many other lanes of income. Or you can become a coach. I have a client who she does wastewater management, and she created a course. And now that she has the course, she has a podcast. People are asking her to talk on stages. People want her to coach them one-on-one. Like, it's opened up all these streams. She's like, oh my gosh, if I had never done this course with you, Angelique, would I even have all these new streams of income? Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna say no. So from my perspective, hey, look at how things have just opened up because you made yourself available and because you stood up, created a course, and so people began to see you in a different light. So it's what allowed her to stand out from all the other people in her same industry. So just something for us all to think about. Once you create a course, it does open up a lot of other avenues that can create more levels for you to become an expert, as well as more levels for you to bring in income.
Amazing. I love that, because we do have more than one route, don't we? And we see that there are different ways within which we can identify ways to pass on the knowledge that we've got, ways to pass on kind of what it is that we do. And it is amazing how interlinked they are. Like you say, you can start almost, I know some people who've started with the book, and the book led to the speaking, and then speaking led to the course. It's great that it goes the other way as well. And they're also intrinsically linked, aren't they? Because people are looking for knowledge. And am I right in thinking it's the second fastest growing sector of industry at the moment, the knowledge industry? Because people, whatever that is, whether that's I want to learn how to make a pancake all the way through to, I want to learn how to build my unicorn company. That people are desperate for learning the stuff they don't know yet to help them be the best version of themselves, aren't they?
Yes, I believe so. This year, courses or e-courses, digital learning is on, I think it'll make about 242 billion with a B. And then by 2027, it will be $1 trillion industry. I don't know about you guys, but that's a whole lot of money to be made from what we already know. So I'm always telling people, like, if I put 242 billion on the table, like, how much of that do you want? Because it's accessible. It's just creating a course and putting it out there. Like, $1 trillion business, there's so much money to be made. So a lot of people are like, well, my industry is saturated, or who would buy from me? You guys, actually the numbers are in our favor. If you put something out, it's very likely people are going to buy. One, they're already inclined to buy online, and two, is $1 trillion business. Like, if you just want 100,000 of that, that's nothing. That's like a peon in a big pool. So that's why I tell people, like, don't worry about can you make money at this. The odds are in your favor. If it was a smaller industry where there was only a couple million, then yeah, I'm like, I don't know. But in this opportunity, this is up there with all the big leagues. It's fitness. Fitness is a big one. Real estate. There's some big ones, and now courses are now in the same playing field. So we can have at it.
I love that.
Yeah, that's incredible, and I would love to hear back from you in that $1 trillion year, and you're over there like, yep, now everyone has a course thanks to me. And that was incredible that you came on to Navigating the Waters to show people, that they can take what they have and they can spin it into an online course. And if anyone has any questions, we would love to get you in touch with Angelique. I'm sure she'd be happy to answer them. But thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kim, as always. And thank you for everyone listening. This was a great one, and I'm very excited. I want to go start an online course right now. So maybe like baking or folding or something nice that I can just sit down and mindlessly do. That sounds incredible. But online courses, man, they are going to excel and expand and scale beyond our vision right now. So that is incredible. Thank you both.
Thank you. Bye.